Good day everyone, I'm Ethan Jandaruna from Environmental Science 1A, and in this video, we'll be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of 5G network. So let me first read to you this introduction. As smartphone technology has advanced, customers have seen multiple generations of data technology emerge in the past few years. So it started with 3G, then progressed to 4G LTE, and now people are starting to hear whispers of a 5G version on the horizon. While it may still be away from becoming mainstream, it is important for people to start learning about 5G technology now so that they can decide if the features are right for them. So with this goal in mind, what are the some advantages and disadvantages of 5G technology when it comes to smartphones and other smart devices? So let me first talk about its advantages. So the first one, it increased bandwidth for all users. For those who don't know, the bandwidth is the amount of space available for people who are using data to download files, view the internet pages, and watch video. So the concept of it, the less bandwidth that is available, the slower everyone's device will run. So one of the advantages of this fifth generation of wireless technology is that there will be more bandwidth on the data networks of companies such as Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint. So these are American carriers. Pero meron pa rin mga experts na nag-argue that T-Mobile and Sprint were not able to compete with Verizon anyway, especially in the emerging 5G market. Kaya they suggest that the merger will lead to better service and coverage for the most mobile customers. Many people have memories of 3G technology as they watch the progress bar load their web pages. On 5G, this will be a worry for the past. This means that people won't feel like they are fighting for data with all other users when they enter crowded spaces such as sports arena and airports. With more bandwidth available, people will also be able to use bandwidth to do more with their devices, making them more versatile than before. Okay. So, nasabi sa ating previous video na parang there can be a requirement on providing increase on the internet capacity as there can be a massive flux of people using internet. So in 5G, organizers can pay for increased bandwidth. In here, mas mapapabuti at parang mai-improve yung online experience nating mga users kasi mas lalawak na yung space ng bandwidth natin. Next advantage, more bandwidth means faster speed. With more people able to use this increased bandwidth, some people may worry about their speed on a 5G network. This means, or this will be a problem of the past, as people using 5G network will be able to browse web, download files, and even stream video at blistering speed. So, base sa mga na-provide na description about 5G, possible na siya yung magsosolve ng problem about latency. So, latency, ito yung delay between the commands and responses from the server. So, with 5G bringing all devices together, I think it would be much easier for us and for the technology to support and provide services, I should say. So, ibig sabihin nito, ang proseso ng 5G would extremely efficient and cost-effective. Next, saan na tayo? Okay. People on 3G and 4G networks may remember struggling to download files or watching videos buffer for minute on end, and this will not be a problem on 5G networks. Kaya kung ang 3G, dito makaka-download tayo ng average history movie in about 25 hours. In 4G, it would be less than 10 minutes. And finally, sa 5G naman, preferably and possible na it will be less than 4 seconds. Because of the increased bandwidth, people will be able to use more of it without crowding out other users. So with more of the network dedicated to each individual smart device will be able to run faster than ever before. So idagdag lang natin na ang theoretical maximum speed ng 5G would be 20 gigabytes per second, which is parang 30 times faster than a Google Fiber. So in here, makakapag-burn ka ng 3 gigabytes of data plan within 8 seconds with that. Okay, so at this point, I will be discussing its disadvantages. First, an increased bandwidth will mean less coverage. One of the key advantages of 3G cell towers was that they could ever cover immense territory with relatively few cells. This is because the network did not require as much as bandwidth, meaning networks had to deploy fewer cells. When technology progressed to 4G networks, the cells were producing more bandwidth, meaning the coverage radius of each cell was smaller, and people may have noticed that their coverage may drop more than often on their 3G network. As the 5G gets rolled out, this trend will continue. More cells will be required to produce this immense bandwidth because the cells are not able to cover as much space as 3G or 4G cells. Because more cells will need to be rolled out, 5G users should expect that their coverage may not be as widespread at first. Ang explanation naman kung bakit mas mabagal ang or mababa ang coverage ng 5G network kasi ang infrastructures na kailangan sa 5G is mas mahal at mas mahirap i-install kasi una sa lahat, it would really require new towers na magsusupport ng massive MMOs plus additional base stations and bagong devices na magsusupport ng 5G technology. Kaya ang prosesong ito ay magiging mabagal talaga at mai-introduce siya heterogeneously across different regions kasi alam natin na iba-iba ang regulations na nag-e-exist kada region. So next disadvantage, the radio frequency may become a problem. Radios, cell towers, and even satellites communicate in using radio frequencies. Frequency is measured in hertz, and radio frequencies tend to operate in the kilohertz range. So typically, ang radio waves na may frequency around 70 million kilohertz ay tinatawag bilang ionizing radiation. So ang ionizing radiation ay may kakayahan na mag-knock ng electrons sa ating katawan, thus causing DNA to be damaged. And eventually, parang mag-lead na siya sa cancer. So, that means if 5G can cause cancer, so should visible lights. Pero, parang none of these studies are conclusive naman, and as intelligent people would say, absence of evidence doesn't mean evidence of absence. But the real question is, will 5G affect our health? The answer is, we don't know yet. So, going back on track, early reports on the 5G network indicate that this network is going to transmit its data in the range around 6 GHz. Unfortunately, this radio frequency range is already crowded by other signals such as satellite links. With numerous types of signals operating in the range of 6 GHz, it is fair to wonder whether or not the overcrowding is going to pose a problem as people try to transmit their data signals at this frequency. Will there be issues sending and receiving signals? Well, time will tell as this network frequency starts to spread. Okay, so we are down to our last slide. This is another type of advantage of 5G. So, hinuli namin siya kasi may kaakibat rin siyang disadvantage. This is new technology options may become available on 5G network. Early research and reports on 5G technology indicate that smart devices operating on a 5G network may be able to operate at speeds that are thousands of times faster than a 4G network. So with the initial development of smart devices, tasks that could only be performed on desktop or laptop computer in the past could suddenly be performed on smart devices, such as email and web browsing. As network speeds have increased, more and more tasks are being transitioned from the world of computers to the world of smart devices. With the increasing network speeds, this could open new doors for smart devices technology that may not have been available. Okay, so dito sa Pilipinas kasi may mga LTE phones tayo which doesn't obviously support the 5G network because of the millimeter waves. And on the other hand, devices na nagsusupport ng 5G required na magkaroon ng antenna. Kasi in application, devices which do support 5G really requires to have 4 to 5 antennas and one modem that will support the 5G. So, isang halimbawa na dito ay ang X50 by Qualcomm. So, in here, I can describe it as really bulky and uncomfortable to use because of its build na talagang, very massive. And I think mahihirapan kang gamitin siya from moment by moment because it's not handy. Okay, and those are the possible advantages and disadvantages of having 5G network. I hope you find this video useful. Thank you.